Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of ECU where ECU Health, has agreed to sell its home health and hospice services division to a local family-owned healthcare provider. Now ECU Health announced on Thursday that it has entered an agreement with Liberty Home Care and Hospice. The agreement is currently pending approval from the North Carolina Attorney General's office. Now, ECU Home Health offices in Greenville, Windsor, Washington, and Kenansville will transition their operations to Liberty as a result of the sale. Now, the transition will happen at hospice offices in Greenville, Ahoskie, and Kenansville. Officials say the transition will help ensure that home and health services are still available and sustainable for communities across eastern North Carolina. The Service League of Greenville Hospice House is included in the sale, with officials saying that it will advance the impact of its services. In a news release, COO of ECU Health, Brian Floyd, said, quote, "As the rural health landscape continues to experience complex challenges and pressures, including shrinking reimbursement, it is essential we explore every opportunity to ensure high-quality services remain accessible to the people of eastern North Carolina," end quote. Now, he went on to say, quote, "This decision was made with sustainability and continuation of services at the forefront. Liberty Home Care and Hospice brings the scale, expertise, and mission-driven focus needed to help ensure uninterrupted, high-quality home health and hospice care for patients and families who depend on these services," end quote. Now, Liberty is a long-standing organization offering home health, palliative care, or hospice care services for patients and caregivers across North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Now, we also have more news out of Lenoir County, where a woman is now facing drug charges following a traffic stop. 41-year-old Crystal Fisher was stopped by Kinston police for motor vehicle violations at around 1:15 this morning on East New Bern Road. Officers say K9 Kylo was deployed during the stop and alerted police to the presence of narcotics. A search of the car revealed cocaine, Suboxone, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia, according to police. Now, Fisher was arrested and charged with the following: possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, simple possession of a Schedule VI controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Now, police say Fisher was also served an outstanding warrant out of Wayne County during the stop. Court records show she was charged with motor vehicle violations in Wayne County in December and failed to appear for a court summons in February. Now, she was taken to Lenoir County Jail, where she is facing a $15,000 bond for the drug charges. And finally, news out of Greenville: a gun arrest has taken place on ECU's campus. It happened on Wednesday, where 22-year-old Christian Paris was arrested by the ECU Police Department. Now, warrants show that Paris had a concealed 9mm handgun in his possession on College Hill, which is on ECU's property. Documents say the gun was found underneath the passenger seat with a round in the chamber. Paris's younger brother was in the passenger seat, warrants show, and they both denied there was a firearm in the car when asked by the arresting officer. Now, Paris was charged with having a gun on educational property and carrying a concealed gun. He was taken to the Pitt County Detention Center, where he has since posted a $10,000 bond. And now for a look at your forecast. We've got warm weather for this time of year present in the east, and it's not going anywhere. It's only going to be getting warmer as we head through the rest of the day. We are seeing again some clouds over the east. These are, I'd call it a partly sunny day. Certainly seeing some blue out there, but also seeing some clouds. A little bit of a 50-50 mix at this point over the Neuse River in New Bern. Right now, 72 degrees in central Craven County. Comes with a west-southwesterly breeze at 11 miles an hour. And right now, most inland areas are generally between around 70 to 75 degrees. So once you get to the immediate coast, where you start to run into more of the 60s. Mid-60s in Hatteras, upper 60s with Beaufort and Manteo. But compared to where we were yesterday, most areas again reporting a little bit more warmth. We aren't seeing the same sort of jump we had from really Tuesday to Wednesday, but today from yesterday, the jump is a little bit more muted. Now for this afternoon, winds are going to continue to blow in out of the southwest. Right now, we've got winds coming in at about 7 to 15 miles an hour throughout eastern North Carolina, and this is driving up air temperatures as well as humidity. That humidity is going to be a factor in your forecast later on this weekend, helping squeeze a little bit more rain out of the rain showers that are going to be moving towards the region. Currently for this afternoon, we've got highs expected to get into the upper 70s under partly to mostly sunny skies. The southerly winds will hold at around 7 to 15 miles an hour until we get later on this evening. That's when those winds will start to relax a bit. Early tomorrow morning, a little bit of cloud cover as we kick off your day, but those clouds are going to be burning off fairly quickly. 66 by 9 turns to 72 by 11 into the mid 70s and even the upper 70s as we head towards lunchtime. 75 at noon, 78 at 1, back to 80 degrees between 3 and 4 p.m. Now, we are going to be stuck in that warm sector of a frontal boundary that is just going to continue to remain north of eastern North Carolina. That's going to expose us to not only quite a bit of humidity, as you can see here, a lot of that cooler and drier air indicated by the brown coloration on your screen. That remains north of the east, which is going to limit our cooling processes here in the region. But when we put fronts on it, kind of gives you kind of an idea of what's actually happening. Those fronts not actually moving far south enough to give eastern North Carolina any sort of a shot at cooler air. That front you're seeing back towards Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Yeah, that one too is likely going to be moving just north of the area, but it is going to dip far enough south to give us a little exposure to some rain showers as we head through your Sunday, Monday, and potentially even Tuesday morning. It's going to be not a full frontal passage, but enough again to give us a chance of some thunderstorms and a little bit of a cool down, as cloud cover is going to be more prevalent over Sunday and Monday than what we'll see over today, tomorrow, and even Saturday. But we're not going to be seeing enough rain to get us back on track in terms of our drought. Now, we've got another round of rain coming in next Thursday, should lower air temperatures a bit from the mid 80s on Wednesday, but even still, our air temperatures are going to be about 15 to 20 degrees above average through the next 8 days. Well, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at noon right here on the First Alert Desk. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.